Good morning. Welcome to the Raw Subiaco virtual walkthrough. My name's Michelle and I'm going to be giving a bit of a navigation through these two beautiful properties. This particular video will be focusing on the front townhouse and then I'll do a separate video for the rear townhouse. I love these properties. They have got so many beautiful features and the finishes are just fantastic. So I'm going to walk you through the layout predominantly, and then hopefully I won't get too distracted with all the beautiful finishes throughout, and I'll try and keep this as succinct as I can. So we're going to focus on this on the front property here, which actually faces Churchill Ave, and the rear one faces driveway faces the laneway. There is one thing that I did want to share with you. This side walkway here is actually, you can see it there, that walkway is actually a shared walkway. It means that the rear house has access to Churchill Ave, and there's the gate there, and the front house also has access. Again, things like the gate position we can confirm and change. These are a design and build and they are architectural, so we do have some slight opportunity to change little bits and pieces on them. So this is that shared walkway. The shared walkway means that they are a survey strata property. Now, in saying that, this walkway here is the only piece of shared land, and it's been set up by the architect in such a way that there will be no ongoing strata fees for this area of walkway here. It means that both houses can have a Churchill Avenue address and both be accessed via Churchill Ave, even though the rear one will have the laneway driveway access, which is actually really amenable out onto Hay Street, but I won't get carried away with that one. So, focusing on the front house, there are 4 stories and you can see them all here. We have the subterranean dining room. That one is down here. We have the ground floor, which I'll walk you through first. Then you have the first floor, which is bedrooms for living, and then you have the top, which is the roof terrace. Okay, so I'm going to pop you through those. One thing that I wanted to sort of point out now before we get going, this midline here, this midline here, and I'm going to see how straight I can draw, is actually the dividing line between the front and the rear. And what I'd love to point out to you on all levels, there's been minimal connection on this line, on this midpoint line, to the major living areas. So you can see the kitchens are at the opposite ends, the garages are at the opposite ends. This mid wall here, the only thing that is on it is some TV and storage. So it means that you guys are living, you've got a break between your living space. On the first floor, the master bedrooms are at opposite ends of the well, they're just opposite ends to each other, which I think is great. It gives you a decent divide in between you and your neighbour, and it just gives that you're not living on top of each other like in other situations you may be. Also, the roof terraces, again, they are opposite each other, so there is space when you're doing all your main living, banging around in the kitchen. You're not going to be banging onto your neighbour's wall, which I just think is smart architecture, and that's why we had Simone Robson at Robson Architects involved on this small lot design. She just thinks smart about this stuff, and I really love that about her designs. So we're going to head in. I'll just draw on here. This is the shared walkway. So this blue line here is the shared walkway that both the front and the rear townhouse on the ground floor will use. Okay, it means that you have guests over, or any sort of anything that you need. You still have that Churchill Ave address. Okay, both, and this is your shared place. Okay, so let's zoom in and have a look at number 1. So I'm going to start on the ground floor. So this is your garage. You enter off Churchill Ave in your vehicle. Okay, as you exit your vehicle, you walk through this area here. This is the study. Now, if you're at work from home or you consult it all from your home office, this has absolutely been set up for you. So this front little courtyard here is a little bit of a walkthrough. So this home office or this study was originally set up on our original design brief with Simone. You can see it here. So this is that study area. You can also see that doorway there to get in or have access directly from Churchill Ave. It stops if you did, on that odd occasion where you need to meet somebody and or you might not be able to go to the coffee shop, like in our current situation, it just gives you that ability to make that happen. Quite a large size study there. She's also included some really beautiful features like this here is a planter box that goes both internal and then external, so really making this study quite a beautiful place and quite invigorating, and lots of natural light through there, lots of ventilation, which I love. So we access from the garage, we actually access this whole lower floor level through this study area. Now, this was done for probably the main reason would be that you're not needing to access your kitchen directly from your garage, and it just gives that little bit of separation. So into our kitchen. Absolutely love the design of this kitchen. We've got white cupboards, white stone bench tops, Miele integrated appliances throughout, including a fridge, a dishwasher on the island, oven, and an induction hot plate. So really beautiful appliances. We've also, in the sink, we've also got a zip tap. Now, if you haven't heard of a zip tap, jump online and have a look at it, or I can send you a link. I've got all of the details. This tap actually does boiling water, filtered water, and sparkling water, and as a double bonus, the tap looks absolutely magnificent. So you don't have a sort of short, stumpy tap to be your hot water tap. It's all integrated into a really stylish tap that I love. It also negates the need for a kettle, so it can keep your bench tops neat and tidy and minimal, which really is that raw approach. With the colours in the kitchen, they are a very simple palette. So all through this flooring throughout this level is a burnished concrete floor, so very neutral to the palette. Being white and white in the kitchen also keeps it neutral, so you can start to add, the bits that you love to this special house. So there you go, there's the front courtyard. So I'm in the courtyard here. And okay, there's the kitchen. Now, this has been drawn for, it's a render, so it's been drawn for that purpose. So, you don't need to have yellow in your kitchen, but it was just a little pop of colour. And what we wanted to sort of get across is, being a neutral palette, it actually means that you can add all your special art collection, decor items, your pops of colour through furnishings to make it really special for you. I'll draw it on the plan, but I wanted you to have a look up to the top here and see this beautiful void over the kitchen dining area. This void creates, there's natural light, and you can sort of see it filtering through there. And it also creates beautiful height and elegance to the ground floor area. And I'll show you on the drawing now where that sits. So I'll just get rid of those dots to make it neater. It sits around here. Whoop. So it sits sort of over that area and goes up, and I'll show you on the top plan because it's a lot clearer on the first story plan where it is. But beautiful addition to this area, makes it really special. We have a powder room over here. We did contemplate whether we put one of these on the ground floor, and the architect we made a decision as a project team that if you are to be studying at home or ever consult from home, to have that just powder room only on the ground floor just means you don't need anyone, you don't need you negate the need to have any external visitors go up to your more private space. So we really like that. There's a beautiful small round sink it's just beautiful. I can show you some imagery of that, which I love. Room for dining table and couch, pretty much your only furniture you would need down here. On the wall here is all built-in cabinetry ready for your entertainment unit. Again, this cabinetry is white with white stone tops, exactly the same as the study over here. White benches, white stone tops. That's all been detailed and is all included in the price. Oops. Just zoomed out for some reason. So cabinet, like I said, I'll go back to that cabinetry throughout. You don't need much to move into these, but they have been finished with everything you could need. They are ready to go. Here is a really beautiful an interesting way and use of space. And this is where Simone really comes into her expertise of small lot design. These are stacking doors. So there is a set of bank of louvers and then stacking doors that open up this courtyard. So the stacking doors would go where I just drew. They would open up this whole area to be one. So they're quite a wide opening. This means that your inside and outside is one. Okay, so it has been developed with use in mind. There is a beautiful, you can't see it on this drawing, but just here, you've been to the state buildings, I'm sure, the Como Treasury in the city. Their beautiful walk or doorways have got a stone threshold. If you haven't noticed it, look down next time you're there. It creates a sense of luxury and grandness as you walk through the door, and that's what we've designed here, because your guests will arrive when they come down the walkway and into your yard, and this will be the entrance way. There's an overhanging on the upstairs. I'll show you. This overhang here is actually overhangs on this drawing here, and that overhanging area is where the stone threshold lives. So in here is where that stone threshold lives, and I can bring up some details of that, but that becomes your front door. It's very beautiful, very grand, some stone in the floor. You don't often hear that in Perth. Down here you'll see a little porthole. This is a window, or in the slab, it's a piece of glass that looks directly down into your cellar, which is kind of cool. It's something a little bit different. And in this area is also some in-ground heating. So again, all those little bits of luxury that, you know, are just really special in Subiaco, really special in Perth. That is fairly much the ground floor. Oh, should explain as well, we've got bin stores, so you don't need to look at rubbish bins all day, which I love. Again, clever architecture, great design. Yeah, that's pretty much the ground floor. I could talk all day about these, so I will move on. And if there is anything I've missed out, then we can go through that. Okay, so I'm going to actually go downstairs. Our staircase is found here, and if I grab up the elevation, it will show you that the stairs stack on top of each other. So if I look here, the stair stacks up and down. Okay, so what I love about this is it creates this height of a staircase, which is just beautiful. So if I'm on the ground floor, I'm going to head down to go to the basement or the subterranean dining room, and then I'm going to head up to get to the first floor and then up again to get onto the roof terrace. Okay, so trying to give you some perspective of the height and the grandeur of this beautiful home. So heading downstairs, I'm just going to zoom in on the subterranean dining room or the basement. This room is about 25 square meters down here. So you can see it's 4.7 by 3.5 square meters. So there's room enough down here to have a dining table, cabinetry for wine storage. There's some power down here. Pretty straightforward room. It's got minimal finishes, again, concrete walls, but some beautiful glass features, just finished beautifully. Great mood lighting down there, and then you can imagine your portal would be probably around here somewhere, looking from downstairs. So that's where you can have your cozy wine dinners. Maybe just sit down there with a book and a glass of wine on a stormy night so you can't hear the wind in the rest of the house. It'd be beautiful. So, subterranean dining room. First, ground floor. And I'm going to take you upstairs. And this is where is quite a beautiful and magical space. First floor is where we do our downstairs we do our living, upstairs we do our resting, and this area has been designed just to do that. Large size bedrooms, you can see there that we're looking at 5.9, whoops, sorry, I keep drawing all over here, 5.9 by 5.4 square meters, so they're quite large. That's including that bathroom. So I'm going just to walk you through some of the design things that Simone has included in this. So we're going to come upstairs and land on the landing. This here, this V, is the void. So that's that void that comes from downstairs over the kitchen, and it comes up into that first floor. It gives a beautiful curved wall and just something a little bit different up there, but it does another amazing factor. This is the master bedroom, and this is your spare bedroom. This void actually gives a beautiful space between the two bedrooms, giving you some privacy if you did have guests in here or another family member living in this room. In the master room, it gives you that separation space, which I think is really nice. Rather than living on top of each other and having one wall in between us and that other person living with us or living in our house or being a guest in our house. So great little design feature in there. Okay, master bedroom. Let's go there because that's my favourite. You'll see here that there's some cabinetry on this wall, and again, I did speak just before when we were downstairs about that door threshold and those wide doorways that we see in the Como Treasury and a lot of those older beautiful buildings, not just that building, but that's probably an iconic one that people are familiar with in Perth. So we've actually used cabinetry to create this beautiful, big and wide doorway. So you're walking through that thick, beautiful, luxurious feel as you walk into this room, which I just love. So you come into the bedroom. Again, we've got quite a bit of space there from the room point of view. You come around into the bathroom here. I'll run through a few things in here. We've got in-floor heating. We've got double vanity, double shower, toilet, The toilet system is actually enclosed into the wall, just giving you a flatter, cleaner finish in there, which I just love. There are louvers on both sides here, and there are also a louver set here, letting a beautiful breeze come through this room and just really giving it some aeration and some light as well, which I love. I'm going to bring up an image of, okay, this is our master bedroom. So a few things in here: concrete floors and concrete walls. We've gone this again for that raw finish. This wall here on that has the bed head is on is a tilt panel wall, and at this stage we've left it that beautiful raw finish. Again, paying homage to the Raw Subi project. Blinds include, curtains included. You can see the louvers over here, getting that breezeway through. And again, a really neutral palette for you to add your personality, your loves, things that you love to do in this beautiful space. You add some of that onto the wall and it just really brings it to life. And that's probably my favourite thing about these. I don't seem to have a photo of the bathroom. I'll have to grab one for you. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. I'll walk you through this. Double sinks, double taps. Taps have actually been changed from this image where they're coming from the wall. Two beautiful mirrors, and then adding to that are these up-down lights, giving you plenty of light in there, but just softening, making it beautiful and luxurious. Part of this project is also showcasing WA products, and here in the bathroom is where we really do this. The rest of the house is quite neutral in its palette, but the warmth gets brought in this beautiful ensuite. We have Pilbara stone bench tops, which has been sourced from WA. Beautiful piece of stone we have ready to go for those bench tops. Here we have cabinetry, which is all Jarrah. Just beautiful, really bringing some warmth of the wood into the design, which I just love. Now, the imagery doesn't do this justice, but the taps match the lights up here, and they are a copper finish. So again, just bringing that luxurious warmth into your bathroom. Just the way the wall works, you sort of have that balcony view over here to the left. Oops. And then the right is the over towards the wardrobe. So I do love that. In this front master bedroom, there is also a laundry chute, and I believe that's shown here. So the laundry chute takes you downstairs to the garage, which I didn't mention. There is a laundry set up ready to go in the garage. This means you can pop all your clothes down. They go straight down to there, which I love. Great, clever design again. So we also have a balcony at the front and a planter box. So this is that planter box, which on the main drawing shows on the perspective, one of the perspective drawings, the waterfall, I suppose, the waterfall plants coming down. There it is, the planter box there. So a glass balustrade. The planter box actually goes up quite high, so there's no overlooking to the street or anyone looking up. Gives you a bit of privacy. Okay, beautiful space. Lots of space to just relax, enjoy, revitalise. Would probably be the best way to describe it. Okay, we're actually going to have, before we go upstairs, I'm rushing off upstairs. Before I do that, I'm going just to show you this second bedroom. Again, quite a large size bedroom. We have the this structure here, which lets north-facing light into the window here, to the louver window, and this is, it sort of acts as that walkway to the downstairs, where that beautiful piece of marble is under that. Built-in robe. Now we've made this a semi-ensuite so that when you are entertaining up on your roof terrace that I'll take you to in just a moment, your guests don't need to walk through a bedroom to access that bathroom. So again, a little bit of clever design on this one, and accessibility really by the user is the main objective. So we head up this set of stairs here, and then we're onto the roof terrace. So the roof terrace, like I described at the beginning, it has got that roof space between you and your neighbour. This front roof terrace is 53 square metres, so quite a large external space. It includes this garden bed and bench seat setup. And it also includes, this is a shade structure. So I'll show you, bring up the elevation of this one to show you the shade structure. So if this is the front, if this is the front house, you can see there that shade structure, so it's a timber shade structure. The idea behind this is that you might like to grow a vine similar to, maybe, I'll use a grapevine. So in summer it has cover, and then in winter it loses its leaves to let that light in. So there's enough space up on that roof terrace, to have either like a table and chair set up or something of that nature. I'll just show you one here. So this garden bed feature here, so there's your arbour coming out over the top, okay, and at a later stage it might be something you might like to enclose that for a bit more of a shade structure. But this is a concrete wall that acts as for overlooking, and also then we've added that seat in there. So, something simple like a table and chairs might be nice up here. You might like to have more of a lounge area up here. Absolutely up to you. But yeah, it's ready to go in regards, they've got a gas point up there that goes straight down to the garage. Ready to go for entertaining, really. It'd be an absolutely beautiful day today to be out there and enjoying the sunshine from that beautiful roof terrace. Okay, view-wise, you're looking out towards Kings Park that way and to the rooftops that way. So that's sort of that main idea of your of the way it's designed there. You have a neighbour on this side. They have got a 2-story house, so you're just at and above their roof line, so there's no overlooking from them. And their house is only about 5 or 6 years old, so that that it won't be changing anytime soon. This house next door is a single story, and then the one down, so not this one, but this one here, he is heritage listed, so he can't go any higher, so you won't have your views interrupted in the immediate vicinity. Okay, I have talked far too much, and I'm sure I have missed one or two things throughout this beautiful, beautiful townhouse.